The first morning bell rang at Westbrook High, echoing down the tiled hallways like a call to arms. Students dragged their feet through the corridors, some chatting loudly, some scrolling through their phones, and others, like the notorious senior trio, carried trouble in their smirks. Trent, Max, and Rico had ruled the halls for years, bullies in Letterman jackets who thrived on fear and humiliation. Teachers feared their constant disruptions. Students whispered their names like ghost stories. No one dared challenge them. But this Monday morning wasn't going to be like the others. As homerooms filled and chairs scraped across floors, a new energy stirred, quiet, unfamiliar. A whisper passed from class to class, a new teacher had been hired. Young, someone said. Strict, another claimed. But none really knew. They just waited. Room 204, first period roll call. The door opened slowly, and silence swept the room like a wave. She stepped in, Ms. Rivers. Dressed in simple slacks and a crisp white shirt, her hair pulled neatly back, glasses perched confidently. But it wasn't her appearance that quieted them. It was the way she carried herself, calm, focused, unbothered by the immediate sneers from the back row. She set her folder down gently, turned toward the class, and smiled. Good morning. I'm Ms. Rivers. Let's take roll. Her voice was steady but not stern. She didn't bark authority, she breathed it. And it rattled the bullies in the back. Trent leaned over to Max, whispering something crude. Max chuckled. Rico cracked his knuckles. These three had been waiting for this moment. A new teacher meant fresh prey. They'd chased away 3 subs just last semester. This was a game, and today was round 1. Trent Black, she called. He didn't answer. She looked up, unfazed. Trent. He raised a hand lazily, a smug grin on his face. Here, miss. Whatever your name is. You'll be gone by next week anyway. The class giggled nervously. MS. Rivers nodded and moved on. Max Dalton. Yo, Max said, tossing a paper plane across the room. She watched it flutter, land near her feet. Calmly, she picked it up, set it on the desk without a word. Rico Sanchez. You already know, Rico muttered, feet propped up, gum snapping. She simply made a check mark. No reaction. No lecture. That unsettled them more than yelling would have. Then came the moment that changed everything. As she turned to the whiteboard, Trent whispered, Bet she's too scared to even tell us to shut up. Max smirked. Let's test that. And before anyone could blink, Trent stood, walked over, and with a sudden jerk, tore the shoulder seam of Ms. Rivers' white shirt. A collective gasp ripped through the room. Oops, he said with mock innocence, didn't mean to. The fabric hung loosely, exposing the top of her tank underneath. Students froze. Phones started to rise, recording. Someone giggled nervously. A girl in the front row gasped, oh my God, but MS. Rivers didn't flinch. She turned slowly, face unreadable. Her eyes locked with Trent's, and in that instant, something shifted. Her silence was louder than a scream. Sit down, she said evenly, her voice razor sharp. Trent blinked, confused. What did you say? Sit down. Her tone changed, no longer calm, it was commanding. She walked to her desk, placed her glasses gently on the surface, then rolled up the sleeves of her now torn shirt. You boys like to play games, she said, her voice growing firmer. I used to teach high school in East Detroit. I've broken up fights with knives drawn. I've stopped riots. And before that, she stepped forward, her voice rising only slightly, I competed nationally in Krav Maga. That's Israeli close combat. The class went dead silent. Even the gigglers looked scared. You put your hands on me once, she said, staring directly at Trent, and I let that slide to see who you are. You won't get another chance. Trent opened his mouth to respond, but the room began to buzz. Phones now capturing the moment, some streaming live. You want respect, he sneered. Earn it. What happened next blurred for everyone. Trent lunged forward, half as a threat, half a bluff, but in a flash, Ms. Rivers spun, gripped his arm, twisted, and slammed him face first into a desk without breaking a sweat. Max rose from his chair, too slow. She turned and caught his wrist mid-swing, flipping him neatly over her hip. Rico just stood, frozen. "You want to try?" she asked. Rico raised his hands and backed away. "Nah, I'm good. I'm real good." The room exploded. Cheers. Gasps. Laughter. Phones clattered as students jumped up, stunned. Ms. Rivers walked back to the board, dusting her hands like nothing happened. Now, where were we? Oh yes, roll call. The principal burst in moments later, eyes wide. "What's going on?" Ms. Rivers gestured toward the dazed boys on the floor. "We had a disciplinary incident. It's handled." Before the principal could respond, half the class began clapping. Someone yelled, "Finally." And for the first time in Westbrook High history, the bully sat quietly, one holding his shoulder, another cradling his pride. By second period, the entire school had seen the footage. By lunch, it was trending locally. Students gathered in the halls, high-fiving Ms. Rivers as she passed. And as she walked, shoulders back, shirt still torn but pride fully intact, one thing became clear: Westbrook had just met its match. But Ms. Rivers wasn't done yet. Because what came next would make the morning look like a warm-up.